Welcome to part one of the budget dream garage build. For those of you who might be new to my channel, I make car videos, I do maintenance, modifications, things like that, and it's always been my dream to have a permanent space to work on cars, to film, so I not only want it to look good on camera but also be comfortable to spend a lot of time in here. Before we can do any insulation or drywall, we have to do some of the electrical. Currently the garage only has 2 light bulbs on the ceiling and only one of them works, so we're going to do something about that. And then also there's only 1 outlet in the whole garage, so we're going to add a few outlets. And I've got my dad here today to help me out with that. So my dad actually works in home improvement, so I'm very lucky to have him today helping me out. I'm gonna try not to make this take forever. When I told him that I wanted to film, the first thing he said is, "This better not take all day." So for the overhead lighting, I went with these LED light strips. This was a 6-pack of 8-foot lights. I think it's called Jess LED. I got them at Amazon. I'll link them down below. I want to say I paid like $120 or something for the 6-pack, so really not bad. Again, keeping this kind of budget, but they're pretty bright. What we're gonna do today, before we put up the drywall and stuff, we're actually gonna mock up the lights on the ceiling so we can get an idea of how they're gonna work and where we need to put the electrical box to be able to plug them in. And yeah, we're gonna do like a rectangle going long ways across the garage, so there's gonna be plenty of light for the engine bays and then also for the top of the car. So yeah, that's what we're up to right now. So since we're doing the LED light strips on the ceiling, we're actually going to convert this light bulb into an outlet. That's what the LED strips are going to plug into. And then since we won't need that bulb anymore, we're actually going to take that one down entirely.
It's warm. So these are the clips that hold the lights to the ceiling, and this is the screw, and it doesn't look like much, but the lights are very lightweight, so this should be plenty. There's 4 brackets on the end ones, and there's going to be 3 on each of the side ones. Should be plenty.
The ceiling will eventually be drywall, but we need to mock up the lights first to see where the outlets need to go and if additional lights or outlets will need to be added.
Could be in the middle of that one.
The difference can be described quite literally as night and day.
Now that we're not going to be using the overhead light bulb, we're going to switch out the box for a rectangular box and put in an outlet, and that's what the lighting system will plug into.
One way.
Out of bashing that box up.
Since we don't need the second bulb on the ceiling, I had my dad take it down along with the wiring.
If you've never put an electrical box in before, it has these little marks on here, and you line up the stud with those marks, and it keeps the box from being buried in the drywall when the drywall goes on.
It should be noted that at this point the outlets aren't wired into the house circuit just yet. He's wiring the 3 new outlets first, and then the power to the garage will need to be shut off to connect power to the existing outlet. So now we've got the working ceiling lights, which are nice and bright in here. We also have 4 outlets on the wall, whereas there was only 1 before. And then the last thing that we need to sort out as far as electrical is, you see those things up there, like the lasers for the garage door? They're supposed to be down on the ground, and like that way if your car's in front of it, the door won't shut on your car. For some reason, the previous homeowner thought it would be easy to just point them at each other from like a foot apart, so we have to figure that out. But other than that, we're going to be moving on to insulation and drywall in the next video. What do you think of the LEDs?
I love them. It's the most amazing thing I think I've ever seen.
Were they pretty easy to put up?
They were definitely very easy to put up.
Well, I appreciate you coming out and helping today.
Hey,
I
no
know
problem.
I didn't really do a whole lot. I was kind of focused on filming, and he didn't have a lot of time, so I was just kind of letting him work. But we got it done, everything that we wanted to accomplish today.
Yeah.
So
It was a good day.
it was. I don't think that I've ever mentioned this, but sometimes when I'm not making YouTube videos, I actually go on jobs with him. We actually put in like a wood floor last week, and we actually finished a garage at Katie's parents' house. We did their garage last spring, so it's kind of cool, like actually being able to work on my own house. So I'm just really appreciative of your expertise here.
No problem.
Even though it was cold. Oh, by the way, guys, if you have suggestions for like an electric heater for a garage that will actually warm it up, I have the little space heater, but it's not really working that good. So leave a comment down below if you have suggestions for that. So one last thing here, if you remember a couple of videos ago, I was complaining about my driver door lock not really working right. It kind of locks like in slow motion. My friends over at Keys Motorsports sent me a pair of new locks. They're like genuine BMW ones. So this will be the next automotive DIY that you can look forward to, replacing the E90 door locks. This is one of the most common problems with E90, so I'm sure that this video will help a lot of people. So look forward to that video.